What's up, everyone? Welcome to Backlog and Beyond, the podcast where we talk about the old video games we want to beat and the new ones we play instead. I'm your host, Nathan Hawkins.
And I'm your other host, Carol Baskin, and this is episode 36. I forgot what she sounded like, so I just went for some kind of...
Are we on episode 37?
You didn't change it.
Oh, I changed it on mine.
This is episode 37. I just copied and pasted it like I always do.
Oh, gotta love it. Welcome, everybody. We have a great show for you this week. We're going back in time to 1997 when we were 10. Well,
when Nathan was 10. I misunderstood.
Yeah.
I misunderstood what Nathan was going for here.
I know.
He wanted games that came out when we were 10, right. But I was like, I didn't play a single game new until I was like 16, and then I could buy them myself. Everything else was like, I didn't realize it was old at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I remember riding the bus when I was 8 years old, and for some reason, like, these older kids sat with me, like one 12-year-old, and then like his friend hated me, but he was the one guy was super nice to me. And I was like, have you guys seen Harry and the Hendersons? And the guy's like, didn't that come out in the 80s? And I'm like, no, my grandma just bought it. I remember being so ashamed. So yes, I did not play games new. Any game that came out in 1997, I didn't play until at least late 98 or 99.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah.
I mean, well, anyway, so it doesn't matter. It's our show. Who gives a shit, right? We'll just make our own rules up. But we did think about it later, and Jeff pointed out, why don't we just specify it's 1997? I was like, cool, because then later on we could do 98, 99. Yeah,
it seems like such an arbitrary year to start with. Like,
I know.
We're going to do a best of series. What do you want to start with? 1997.
Well, it's because it just sounded good. I was like, the top 10 when we were 10. It sounds so cool.
And plus, like, it's highly regarded as the most significant year for gaming of all time. So
it's pretty cool.
It's a pretty important year.
Yeah. So anyway, we're going to be jumping into that. But before we do, what did you get to play this week, Jeff?
I played a little bit of Hades. Clay getting really excited that I didn't get far into that game made me really excited to play it. And I really haven't gotten far in the story, but I did not just beat the first boss. Then for my first time, I beat the second boss.
Oh, okay.
And the third boss in one run.
Dang. Nice.
Yeah, so I'd never even gotten to the third world before, and then I beat the second and third boss at the same time.
That's awesome.
But it was one of those times where I got the really lucky power-ups. Like, I got like the hold button for attack, and then it shot 3 attacks at the same time, and I was OP. I was like killing
badass.
people. I had 3, revives. I was killing it,
man.
But I need to get a little further in the story, and I need to start like doing the rebuilding of the house. I played some Among Us with friends on Monday. That was a lot of fun.
Nice.
Yeah, we had one guy who was the imposter almost every time, and it was one of those times where it's like, it's not Zach again.
Right.
Zach was just it like 3 times, but it was Zach again, and Zach like killed us every time.
Like when Shannon and I were the aliens both times.
I know, that was so weird. And then today I beat Mafia the Definitive Edition, which was my first time playing Mafia 1.
Nice.
I had played the second one before, so this was an interesting experience to me.
Cool.
I really loved the story and the way it was presented in general. I was a little disappointed with the graphics because it felt like an early PlayStation 4 games in terms of like sharpness and textures, which I may have already mentioned, but the style they nailed.
Nice.
Like they were going for the 30s and it looked gorgeous. Driving was great. I missed the handbrake button. Making sharp turns, I had to like either slam it or like start to slow down.
Like just tap it.
Yeah.
Tap the gas.
Motorcycle though, I could not get. Oof. Like I would overcorrect or I wouldn't move at all. And so there was a whole mission where you had to drive the motorcycle, and that's just like,
I don't even remember a motorcycle mission in the PC.
Maybe it was a new one, but like
it must have been.
You have to chase a car, and if you lose the car, you restart the mission.
Oh god.
I
hate those so much.
And then I heard the big difference between this and the original is first of all, the wife has more than one scene, which I loved.
Cool.
I loved her. And then side missions were removed. So everything is 100% main story.
Oh, wow.
Which was really great for me.
That's
really
awesome.
that. And it was really easy to find the collectibles, but sometimes I just didn't want to bother.
Right.
So I did not 100% it. I will not 100% it.
Cool.
I am done with Mafia.
It's off the backlog. That's all that matters.
It is, yeah. My top thing about this game, though, I really felt like I could enjoy and connect with the characters, and part of that was the amazing voice acting.
Nice.
Something happened in the end that like I dropped my jaw, which I won't spoil, but I went back and watched the original one to see if it was in there,
Right.
and the character models and the voice acting were awful. They were so bad. But this one was unbelievable, and I had such a good time with it.
That's awesome. Well, congrats on
Yeah.
another one off the backlog.
I know. I beat 5 games this year already.
Dude, I know. I was gonna tell you that. Like, I feel so productive. I don't think I've ever done this in my entire life where I've beaten so many games in a month.
I said that to Emily though, and she's all, "Yeah, but how many did you start this year?" I'm like,
Fair enough.
1, and it was unto the end.
Yeah, right.
Like even Astrobot and Bug Snacks, I was a little bit in from last year.
That's hilarious.
So I had like it's harder for me to beat a game from the ground
Right.
up, but I'm gonna try.
All right, cool. Awesome. Well, I actually also beat a game this year. Horizon Zero Dawn. After getting it back in 2017. What is that? 4 or 5 years later? 4 years later. My God, finally beat it. I'm so thankful. And that's, same thing. I started the game so long ago, and I didn't realize how much I had, like how far I had actually gotten until
like when you posted the review, I'm all, that's premature.
yeah.
It's like you had just talked about how you hadn't beaten it yet, and I'm like, why did Nathan give a review?
He's like,
Man,
you should
beat this
You
game.
should probably beat it. I'm like, I did.
I know.
That was so funny. But yeah, I think I only played like for 3 days, and what I did was I didn't bullshit. I went, I fast traveled everywhere I could. I only did the story missions, and I knocked it out in maybe like 4 or 5 hours. And man, it's unfortunate that I didn't actually play through it all the way, because I did feel a little detached, with the ending and everything.
Yeah.
Because I hadn't built up to that point, like, consecutively. But I did start the story over again just a little bit to kind of have an idea as to where the story started and what the journey was about. So when I finished, I was like, okay, cool. I understand where it all kind of went. Because I was originally going to watch the movie version, but the movie version was like 6 hours long, so I'd have had to watch like 4 or 5 hours. I'm like, I'm not doing that. There's no way.
Yeah, so, and I just looked up on howlongtobeat.com, and it says that campaign's like 22 and a half hours.
Yeah, like it's not that
so
bad.
I thought you had implied that you're only 5 to 6 hours in, but it sounds like you were like 17, 18 hours in.
I totally was, but I was taking my time just uncovering everything on the map, doing every side quest, collecting every collectible, all the metal flowers, everything. And then I was like, you know what? Screw it. I'm done with this game. Let's just finish it. Let's see what happened. Great story. The story is by far the best part of the game. It's very glitchy though. Like some of the cutscenes are so glitchy. Like she doesn't even show up in frames sometimes. I'm like, what is going on? But then again, you look at it, and this was back in 2017, before Red Dead Redemption 2 was out, and it looks pretty damn good. So anyway, very happy about that. And then I started Assassin's Creed Origins. Man, this game is huge. Like, no joke. I've spent maybe 4 hours, and I've done maybe 4 main quests. Like, there's so much to do. Like, there's buried treasures, there's side quests, and what really sucks is that this game is level capped. So if you want to do a certain mission, you have to be at that level to succeed. So you're almost forced to do the side quests. Exactly. Apparently you can mainline the story in like 30 hours or whatever, but you can't play the game like that, unfortunately. So I looked it up, how long to beat with doing the main and all the extra stuff. It's 51 and a half hours.
Well, that concludes the games that Nathan's going to play in 2021.
I did the math, and I would have to play an hour and a half every day for a month.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Like, no, if you played an hour a week, that would take the whole year.
Easily. So, yeah, I'm screwed if I don't, like, just power through it. But yeah, so I've kind of come up with a strategy. I'm just going to, like, blow through it as fast as I can. I'm just going to do only the side quests that I need to get in order to, like, level up just enough. And, yeah. But, 82 and a half hours for a completionist.
It's way worse for Valhalla.
Ooh.
Don't even look that up.
Dude, the story alone was 52 hours.
Just the people on Kind of Funny, they're like, I'm about 125 hours in, and I'm Like I have nothing to prove to myself. I will play a
Nope.
game on easy so I could beat it. I just want to. I want to complete the
Dude,
story and the experience.
I'm playing Origins on
the
easy right now.
yeah, like sometimes the experience for me isn't the gameplay, but it's like the storytelling,
Hmm.
and you could still get the gameplay from it from an easy playthrough.
Right.
Um, but on the other hand, I don't want to end up like watching my dad play Astrobot. Like, will I be like this? I learned video games
Uh,
from dad, and now he doesn't understand double tap X.
I don't think that'll happen, but yeah, I get it.
Oh no,
I
man.
don't know, man. I know I'm gonna be playing like these hunting games and like, oh, it's dad's playing his old cowboy games. You know what I mean? Like, because like
And you're like super zoomed into the TV.
I know, just my mouth's wide open.
It's like an implant at that point, though. Like you'll be implanted in your head, and
Yeah.
you'll just be sitting on the couch zoned out.
I'll just be sleeping or drooling or something, and I'm actually playing a
Yeah.
game. Amazing. Cool. So that's what we've been playing this week. Let's move
Yeah.
on to the news. Oh, what do you got for us, Jeff?
Okay, I got a couple things. Man, I apparently fell on the keyboard because there's a bunch of numbers here. So there were rumors of a Grand Theft Auto remastered trilogy
Mhm.
of Vice City 3 and San Andreas with modern graphics, but a lot of people are doubtful of it.
I am.
But there's like 4chan posts and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And sometimes they're legit, sometimes they're not. You never know.
Right.
A more reputable information thing is Knights of the Old Republic games are coming to the Nintendo Switch and possibly other consoles.
That's cool.
Jordan Mason, who is a very reliable Star Wars insider, heard these will be getting released to consoles to so that they can start help developing the remake and it can be part of canon. So
That'd be cool.
that's really cool. I always tried to play those games, but like I could not get into the combat. But I've heard multiple times that the story is worth it.
Okay.
So maybe the remake will be something for me, or maybe I'll try it on the Switch. You never know.
It'll be my first time because I've never played
yeah.
any of those games.
Got it. Yeah, I've heard really good things. I just couldn't get into it. I tried.
Oh, okay.
More Star Wars related news. There are over 300 playable characters in the Skywalker saga for Lego. So
Holy hell.
that is a lot.
Glad I picked that up on my fantasy league then. That sounds.
You don't get extra points per character.
I know, but that sounds amazing. So I feel like it's gonna get bonus points just because of that.
Yeah.
So cool.
Did you make any secret bids over the last week on your?
I
fantasy
actually did
picks?
not. I did not make any secret.
I made like $3 picks, and I'm really hoping I think the time's already passed, so I think
Yeah.
I'm gonna get that.
Time's passed, yeah. Nice. All right, cool. I'll have to check it out, see what you did. Yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
there wasn't any games. I was like, I really want to wait because I feel like I'm waiting for E3 at this point for announcements.
Yeah, like I feel like the only company to wait until summer to announce something before the end of the year though will be like Bethesda, and I am not putting any points on a Bethesda game.
It really depends
I
on the
will
Bethesda
never.
game. It depends for me. But I agree with you. I totally see what you're saying, especially with Fallout 76. That was a disaster. It's gotten better
Yep.
apparently, but again, you know.
But like the initial reviews were nowhere near 70, I'm sure.
I am glad though for the fantasy draft that it doesn't stop like in terms of gaining points. Like they let the game just run the entire year. So at any
Yeah,
point, if
so-
a reviewer jumps in at the very end and they gives it like a 90, your score could still go up towards the end of the year. It could be like a late review.
It's on average, so
Yeah.
they'd all have to do 90.
Right. It's true. Cool.
What's your news?
So I basically have this little tidbit of if you can't find a PS5 or an Xbox Series X, why not an $80,000 Tesla? Apparently, Tesla is claiming that their new Model S can compete with next-gen gaming consoles thanks to a 10 teraflop gaming computer that's coming with every new model. So we don't know exactly who's making the GPU or when it's coming to Tesla, but we do know that The Witcher 3 is going to be playable on the Tesla.
Interessante.
Yeah.
It has a big enough screen, so if you're sitting in the passenger seat,
Right.
that's dope.
Right. So I thought that was pretty cool. The only thing is I'm thinking about is like, who the hell's going to play a 70+ hour game sitting in their Tesla? You know? I mean, really?
I mean, depending on where you live, you're like, I'm gonna go take a break in my car.
well, hopefully there's cross saves, right? Because then you can
True,
play like
that-
at home and then.
Especially if you do it like if you could install Steam. Probably not.
Yeah, I
but
doubt it.
Probably that'd be dope.
Yeah, I mean, they did say that they're going to have a wireless controller available for the car, but I don't know. I think it's awesome, but it's like, okay. The Witcher 3 though, that's pretty sweet. I think who announced Witcher 3? It was what's his face? Tesla owner.
Elon Musk.
Elon Musk. Thank you.
Got it.
Yeah, I think he announced it on Twitter.
We don't normally mention the chat, but Alex said, I mean, I get the racing chairs for gaming, but no, but like, what if they made racing games for your car?
Dude. You're just like your whole car like turns into like a simulated driving experience.
Yeah, and then like it'd be cool if the racing game could recognize what's going on around you.
Dude,
and it's all go faster.
Yeah, like you're. Whoa! I hit my microphone. I got so excited. All the windows turn into like screens, so you can actually just like turn and like look in your car, and like the car vibrates and moves, and
or if there's like power ups in different lanes. It's
oh my god!
Like erratically changing lanes to get power ups.
It's like Pokemon Go in your car.
Oh, that'd be dope.
You're just like swerving.
Or I mean, they could really do like scavenger hunts and stuff with that. Like if you're bored, like
dude,
real life scavenger hunts,
dude,
and then it could like project on the outside, drive through this.
Just augmented reality attached to your car. Oh my god,
that's a better idea than playing The Witcher 3 in the car.
We'll need to cancel this
Alex
podcast.
gets partial credit, but we ran with it.
Yeah, we would like 7% royalties.
Elon, get on it.
Let's go. All right, cool. So moving on, it's a new month. It's February, even though we're recording this in January still. It's time for February anticipations. This is where we talk about games we're excited for, games that look cool, and we're going to talk about them for just a little bit. I guess I'll go first, and I'm looking forward to Little Nightmares 2, which is coming out multi-platform February 11th. I think I'm almost done with Little Nightmares, the first one, so I'm really looking forward to the second.
Nice.
Looks super creepy. Still a little upset that it's not multiplayer because it seemed like it was at first.
It should be.
I know it should be, but it's not. We also have Control Ultimate Edition, which is going to be free on the PS Plus. I laughed so hard because I knew that you had just bought it, I thought. And I was like...
Well, I bought it. Yeah, I bought it for like October.
Okay, that's what it was.
So, yeah, and I think even then, I mean, I think I paid full price, but full price was $40.
That's not bad.
And I don't regret it. Right. No regret.
But now I can own it technically for myself.
I'm just glad people can shut up about it now because they're like,
I know.
I paid for all the DLC. I should get ultimate access to this game. And now you can.
Unless those people bought the ultimate edition thinking like, well, shit, I can't. Now I
if
have
they
this...
double dipped, I do feel bad.
Can you imagine if they double dipped and now they're like, what?
When it was $20. Yeah, that would suck. But if you bought it recently, they're pretty good at refunds. I don't know.
That's true. That's a good point. So anyway,
yeah.
So I'm excited for that one. I don't know when we get to that game, but I do want to because it's gonna probably look awesome on the PS5. And this one that looks really cool that I won't be able to play. It's called Project Winter for the Xbox One, coming out February 4th. So basically, it's Among Us, but you're out in the snow and you're trying to survive. And so like you're hunting, you're gathering, you're building, and you have like this little crew where you're all trying to like help each other like gather resources and hunt for food. And each round is 30 minutes long. And the purpose of one of the players is to kill off everybody before the time is up. So I thought that was...
Sorry, I went to mute just so I can go look it up.
It looks really cute. Like the art style looks really cool. It's a top-down kind of... it looks like Among Us, but like much better graphics.
I'm looking at it on Steam. If it's the same thing, this is not top-down.
It's not top down? I thought it was.
Oh, wait. No, sorry. Just this clip is. It's kind of like 3/4.
Yeah, it's not exactly. It's not like straight down top
down. But like
down.
The other one I was looking at was like straight on. So that I think it depends on where you're at. But that looks really cool.
Yeah.
It's got very positive reviews on Steam. So it looks like it's like a nice port.
I know. Like I think I might be able to play it on Steam. I don't know if my computer can handle it. When I get your 1060, I'll be able to.
So it looks like, yeah, because it's minimum is a 660 video card.
Okay.
But the recommended is a 970, and I think the 1060 is on par with that.
Okay, cool.
So add that to the list of games we'll be able to play when I get my new computer.
There you go. But yeah, it looks awesome. Anyway, if you have not heard of it, check it out. Project Winter, Xbox One. Looks very cool.
Awesome. Yeah, that actually legit cool.
Yeah.
Good find.
Yeah, cool.
I got coming out for this week, we got Super Mario 3D World with Bowser's Fury coming out for the Switch on the 12th of February.
Nice.
News did report you can just skip to Bowser's Fury instead of having to beat 3D World first. That's very exciting for a lot of people. Persona 5 Strikers is coming out for the PC, Switch, and PlayStation 4 on February 23rd. And then the other one I had of note was Bravely Default 2 for the Switch, late February, because I think someone picked it for the draft.
Yes, I think that was Clay, actually.
Yeah, so I heard good things about it, and like Switch exclusives are pretty good.
It was Alex's. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah,
she just corrected me. Auto draft, man. She's gonna be the auto draft queen. Points. Just watch. It's just she's gonna run away.
I mean, the creator said Alex had the best list, so
I know. We'll see.
We're so screwed.
Cool. So those are our anticipations for February. moving on to the main topic, the top 10 when we were 10, 1997.
Yep.
I thought of this one just because I just recently celebrated a 34th birthday, so I was like, well, let's I thought about age, and I was like, okay, cool, let's go back to when I was 10. Why not? So we've kind of gone through and each picked our own top 5 of that year of 1997, and we're just gonna run down the list. But before we do, we had a couple people that reached out on Twitter for their favorite games when they were 10. We had As a Diablo. His was Breakout, which was like 1976. Have you ever played Brick Breaker? You remember that game on the old Nokia phones? It was like a little.
I mean, yeah, you could. They have modern versions of it now. Yeah.
So
I've played the modern version.
It's basically these are all just like copies of
In
Breakout,
Nokia.
basically.
Got it.
So,
okay.
Yeah, so that was his, and then Paul Limpin, Spyro Year of the Dragon, 2000.
Oh, we're so old.
I know, and I feel really old now.
Yeah. But I mean, he was at least born in 1990.
Yeah.
Everyone we would know was born in the 90s or later.
I know. It's making me realize I'm gonna die soon. Sooner than later.
Not for you, for me.
Yeah, right. All right, cool. So why don't you kick us off with your first game?
All right, my number 1 was a game that my cousin owned, so I never got to play it a lot. But 1997 was the release of Parappa the Rapper, which was a nice rhythm game where you played as a little puppy with a beanie and great hip hop moves, and you just had to time all of the button presses with it.
Nice.
I had a ton of fun with this game. It wasn't something that I was like, oh, I need to buy this for myself. It was just like, I'm at my cousin's house. Don't talk to me. I'm going to play your PlayStation. And I would play Parappa the Rapper. Fond memories of this game. That's actually all I have for that one.
It's really funny because I heard, I was like, what the hell is he talking about? And I looked at the cover. I was like, I've seen that cover so many times. I've seen that dog
and then
everywhere.
They released it again for the PlayStation 4.
Gotcha.
So you could play it again. And the sequel, which got a lot more praise.
Okay, cool. I found a bad review. It was on Metacritic. They said, "Eek, it's so wrong." And then it's in quote, "Slurp it, suck it. I know you all like it. Long and chewy, occasionally gooey. Yeah, your little slippery thing, our taste so good all this time." With lyrics like that, I gotta say I'm speechless. Sophie, 0 out of 10.
Honestly, they have a point. That is weird. But I do not count those as points against it. I love that they snuck that past me when I was a kid.
Oh, I had to say that because of that reason. I was like, well, who cares about the review? I was like, the fact that those lyrics are in the game, I was like, I can't pass that up. That's hilarious.
I'm gonna be honest. I only got the level like 3 because I was awful and I couldn't mess with anyone's save.
Okay.
So like I only have like the first song, like kick, punch, chop, block. Don't get cocky. You're gonna get rocky. Like that's all I got.
Don't get cocky. I love it. You're gonna get rocky.
Yep. All right, let's hear your number 5.
Number 5 is going to be Duke Nukem 64. Apparently this, I didn't realize, but this is actually a sequel to Duke Nukem 2. So I found that out, which is pretty interesting. I guess he's headed back to Earth from outer space. He's heading to Los Angeles for a vacation or something. And then he finds out Earth is getting attacked by aliens and they're mutating the LAPD. Remember that guy who said all the aliens look like pigs?
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh.
It's a joke. It's a reference of cops. So there you go. So yeah, it's a really cool game because there's a lot of like pop culture references, tons of sexual innuendos, which I didn't probably catch on because I was 10.
And they cut out a lot of them when you were on the the Nintendo version.
Yeah, the Nintendo version apparently, like we had mentioned this in our fun fact for last month's retrospect. They actually changed all the outfit. They added more clothes and they changed the porn shop to a comic book shop. So they really like kiddied it up on the N64. But yeah, I just remember being so young and excited about all the women in bikinis. I felt like an adult playing this game.
They're so hot.
Yeah, but it's
you were 10.
I was 10, man. I was 10. But yeah, it's such a great game. It's just so fun. Just like it's basically looks like Doom. It's like Doom, but like with pop culture references. Like I actually wrote down some of the funny quotes. He says, "It's time to kick ass and chew bubble gum, and I'm all out of gum." So he'd say stuff like that. Here's a few more here for you. "You're an inspiration for birth control." "Your face, your ass, what's the difference?" And then the best one, Duke examining the Duke Nukem 2 arcade machine. Don't have time to play with myself. And that's yeah. So those are
Classic.
some of the famous Duke Nukem quotes for you.
I don't have a bad review this time because I think we had our best ones when we did the retrospect for it.
I think you're right. Cool. What is
Nice.
what is your number 4?
This is a game that I honestly didn't buy until much later, but I did play it this year because it was on one of those PlayStation Jam demo discs.
Oh,
And it was Hot Shots Golf.
that's awesome.
I think it had like 2 players, 1 course, and I think I played that game countless times. Like, and I would play against like my sisters and be like, "Nice shot, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up," and then like the applause, like.
Yeah.
That was like one of the first like sports and like the timing of the swings, like which revolutionized the golf game industry.
Interesting.
I really loved that game. So when they released Everybody's Golf, I was super here for it.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And then I definitely played the series growing up as well.
Yeah, I think
Love that
you
game.
sent me Everybody's Golf, and we played that together.
We did. That was
really,
a lot of fun.
That was really fun. I think Randall played with us, and
Yeah, they released a VR version too.
oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
That's
I
awesome.
played that. Yeah.
That's so cool. Yeah, no bad reviews for this one. Couldn't find anything. So
Because there is none.
I know.
And so the original name for this in Japan was Everybody's Golf. But when it came over to America, they renamed it to Hot Shots.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Little fun fact for you there.
Fun fact.
Cool. Fun fact. I should actually add that like as a sound effect, like fun fact, and it just like disappears. Cool. My number 4 is Lego Island. For those of you who had a PC and you liked Legos, I'm sure you played this one. This was a first-person perspective. It was a non-linear game. There were apparently 5. I didn't realize this, but there were 5 play. Like all the characters that you interacted with, you could actually play all of them. So like, but I mainly played the main protagonist, which was like this boy. He was like a pizza delivery boy. His name was Pepper. And what you did is you kind of just freely roamed around the island, and you'd go around like customizing stuff. So you'd like customize like a helicopter, a jet ski. You could actually do like jet ski racing, and it was like just really cute. I mean, I actually watched a gameplay video like yesterday. Man, it looks like crap, but I just remember enjoying it so much at the time. But I don't remember there being like a big story to it. Except for, I take that back. I remember the big story aspect of it, but I didn't realize that it wasn't a main part of the game. Like most of the game was just kind of like hanging out and just having fun with Legos, basically.
Yeah.
But there is a main mission that takes place in the game where if you do build the helicopter and you deliver a pizza to the jail, there's the bad guy. His name is Brickster, and he's always saying like, "Oh, I need the one with the jalapenos," because apparently, I guess he uses the jalapeno fumes to melt the cell door and escape. And then he threatens to destroy the entire island with some laser gun he's going to build.
Oh my God.
And I guess there was 2 endings to the story. Like if you couldn't keep up with the Brickster and collect the helicopter parts as it's like being destroyed or whatever, he would just destroy the whole island. Then you'd have to rebuild it. But if you ended up like getting to him in time, you would stop him and put him back in jail. But man, I just remember spending hours in this game and having so much fun customizing all the different vehicles. Like you could change the colors of everything and like the different parts, and the voice acting was actually really well done. Like it was good. It was good voice acting. So
awesome. It kind of like the vibe kind of reminds me of Lego Worlds, which I had a lot of fun playing.
Yes.
Where it's like there's a story, not as interesting as that one, but there's a story, but it's mostly about like building and playing around in the different kind of worlds you got.
Right.
Awesome. My number 3 was my first foray into PC gaming. It was Backyard Baseball.
Okay.
And this was just like a little league baseball team. It would be like you and the computer, and it'd have like a bleachers full of kids, and you'd be able to click on each one and put them on your team.
Nice.
And they all had stats like batting, running, fielding, pitching. And you would click on them. They'd talk about themselves a little bit, and then if you hit yes or no, they had an answer for each of those. So like I always felt bad, and I would have to click on like I'd have to accept the first 9 people.
Oh wow.
That I saw, cause like they were so sad. Like some of them were like, "Okay, that's fine," and some of them were like, "That's okay. No one ever wants to play with me anyway."
You're just feeling guilty the entire time.
Yeah, there were some people that were like a little mean about it. They're like, "You're gonna regret this," but their stats were like 1, 2, 2, 1.
You're like, okay,
that's fine. You can join whatever team you want.
Be a dick.
There was one guy though, like I didn't realize it at the time, but Pablo Sanchez, shortest kid. He didn't speak English, and his stats were like it's out of 4. He had like 4.434, and he was like the best player
Oh
in the game.
wow.
And I saw a quote that Pablo Sanchez was like Babe Ruth crossed with Mike Trout, crossed with Sandy Koufax. Like, I had him pitching the game, I
Dang.
had him hitting a home run every game. And you'd pretty much like, they had a list of colors, a list of mascots,
Hmm.
and you ran your team through a whole season.
Nice.
And it was a lot of fun.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
I really enjoyed that game.
I actually watched some gameplay video footage of that because I just wanted to see what what it was about. It looks really cute. Like, it seems like that's the kind of game that when you go back to play it, you're like, oh yeah, I totally remember this, and this is exactly
Yeah,
how it was.
it's like muscle memory with it.
Yeah, because when I went to go back and play one of my other games, which I'll talk about shortly,
Yeah.
no, like not even like my memory is just like did I remember playing that ever? It's just not the same
This is a
game.
new game to me.
But I did notice that the same company that made Backyard Baseball was the same company that actually made the Putt Putt games. Did you ever play
Yes,
those?
humongous.
Yes, and I loved
Yeah.
the Putt Putt games as a kid. Like Putt Putt Goes to the Moon, Putt Putt Goes to the Parade.
I had a 3DO. My grandparents like won a 3DO, which was an insanely, like, it was a first disc console, and it was insanely
What?
expensive, and it failed horribly.
Oh
But it
man,
had Gex. It had a game show called Twisted, which I loved,
that's cool.
and it had Putt Putt Goes to the Parade.
Yes.
And I beat Putt Putt Goes to the Parade at least 6 or 7 times. Like, I was probably too old to play that game when I played that game, but I loved Putt Putt.
Dude, I
You're like, when you got the paint job, I was like, this is the best. Like, I'm a red
dude,
Putt Putt.
I know. Like I think I finished that game with every single color because
Uh,
you could like pick different colors for the
Yeah.
parade, and you could pick like I think it was you pick your pet that you like ride in the parade with, or like
I think it was always that dog.
that's right, the dog. That's how you find the
Because
dog.
it was a missing dog. Like,
That's
it was a
right.
missing dog, like a stray puppy in the story. And you're like, oh, I have a dog
Right,
now.
and then you take that same dog to the moon with you when you go to Putt Putt Goes to the Moon.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, that's cute.
Yeah.
I remember hating mowing lawns because I thought you
Yes.
couldn't mow over the cement. So I would like be like, this is ruining my pattern. And then I realized you could just roll over the cement. And I'm
Yeah.
like, oh,
Yeah.
this is easy.
Yeah, no. I loved that game so much.
Oh,
Like
it was
earning the
so
money and the coins. Oh man.
good. Dude, if that came out in 1997, that would have easily made my list.
Dude, so
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. So humongous. Great for kids.
It's awesome. Cool. My number 3 is Star Fox 64. This one is a game where you play Fox McCloud. He basically owns a flight team. Doesn't own a flight team. He has a flight team with Slippy Toad, Peppy Hare, Falco Lombardi. The whole point of the story, I guess, is there's like this big like ape. His name's Andros. He
Mhm.
was kicked off to this planet called Venom because I guess he was being a dick or whatever. And then he decides to get like revenge. He launches an attack on the system. So Fox and his team have to defend the system and go defeat Andros. So it's a really cool game. It's a fighter. It's like a flight space shooter kind of game. For the most part, you're on rails where you're just kind of like going up and down and side to side, and you're just trying to time your shots and your kills and everything. Super fun. The combat is so phenomenal. I really enjoyed the combat. I actually want to go play that one again soon because I just remember I have so many good fond memories of that game. It gets challenging at times, but not enough to the point where it's like unbearable or impossible to beat or whatever.
Yeah.
And what's really cool is that it's not just all space. So sometimes you're on like a planet and you'll have to be like, you'll be in a tank or you'll actually be in a submarine underwater. So the variety of the levels are really cool. The bosses are awesome. So occasionally when you have like a boss fight, that's when it kind of opens up like Rogue Squadron style
Mhm.
fighting where it's like actual dog fighting and it gets pretty intense. If you go like too far, it'll automatically just make you do like a backflip and come back around or whatever. But yeah, it was such a good game. Multiplayer was super fun. But I think the best part of this game was the chemistry between Fox and his crew, because like there'd be dialogue constantly all the time, and they each had their own like traits. So like Peppy was like the old flight vet. Falco was like super cocky, and Slippy was like the overzealous like rookie or whatever.
Mhm.
And he was always trying to prove himself. The back and forth banter is super good. But what I didn't realize was that each member actually had their own specialties to help you. So Slippy would like reveal shields on the bosses. Falco would provide alternate routes you could take, and Peppy would give you advice throughout. So that's where the whole do a barrel roll, like that's where that comes from, is Star Fox
Okay.
64. Do a barrel roll. So that was Peppy telling you to do a barrel roll. But yeah, I think I loved this game so much just because beating it was so satisfying. I just remember it being one of the probably more difficult games I'd played as a kid, and easily like one of the best journeys and stories I've ever played as a kid. So I highly recommend it if you have an N64, if you've never played Star Fox 64. I think it's like regarded as like one of the best Star Fox games of all time. So
Dope.
good stuff.
Another game I've never played. I never had a Nintendo 64.
I
though.
know. I didn't have a PlayStation 1, so you and I
I'm
were...
gonna make a confession right here, right now. I do not like the Nintendo 64 or the controllers whatsoever. It is almost impossible for me like to play on that controller. Like I've played since like I played WWF No Mercy a lot. I hate that controller so
It's
much. It
rough.
is the spawn of Satan. Like you gotta hold it down where the Z is, and then you gotta reach your thumb back to do anything. Like
I must have been able to adapt because I don't know how the hell I played with that thing. Like I just don't even know. Like how did I ever just agree that this was okay?
yeah, like
this is
people like
fine.
love it. I for some reason bought USB N64 controllers so I could play the games on computer with friends, but like
Oh,
I don't want to use those. That
it's
controller
so
sucks.
bad. It's so
I'll
bad.
just remap it to a PlayStation.
Exactly.
Runs a
Backlog
backlog
podcast
podcast. Hey, N64.
Play.
Thanks, Clay. Well, Nathan can play those, and I'll continue to not play those games.
There you go.
Yeah, if I don't have a lot to comment on yours, it's because I have no fond memories of any of your games.
I don't have any fond memories of yours. I never had a PlayStation 1, so
Good.
it's interesting.
Also, they're really not your genre either.
Right.
Except this next one, which is my number 2, NFL Blitz. The original one came out in 1997.
So good.
This was a licensed NFL game with all 30 teams. However, it was a lot more brutal of a game. Instead of tackling some players, you could like punch them and knock them out. And then after the play was over, you could do like a leg drop or continue to hit them after the play.
Yep.
I got this game because when I went to middle school, they had like this contest where you had to be nice to someone, and if a teacher saw it, they would make you a little note and then they enter it into a raffle. My teacher's like, you guys all did great on your test, I'm giving everyone one.
What?
And that was the only one I got entered into the raffle, and I won, and it was a $20 gift card to the warehouse.
Dude.
And I took it to the warehouse, and the game I picked was NFL Blitz. And I was terrible at defense, so whenever I was on defense, I was like, all right, XX. I don't care what play I do.
Right.
And then I always picked like the offensive linemen on their right, and then or defensive linemen, and I would like just come in and make the sack immediately. I was such a good defensive player.
Sacking was so fun.
Yeah, and I always did like the Hail Mary. Like I was not very good at planning football plays, but I was dope at that game.
Oh man.
I have very fond memories of playing against my dad and tackling him after the play.
Dude, yeah, like the fact you mentioned the tackling, like when I had like slumber parties, slumber parties? I should say sleepovers.
What do you call those for me?
Yeah.
It sounds weird when you say slumber parties.
When I used to have slumber parties,
I don't think I've slumbered once in my life.
I've never had I've never had a slumber party and slumbered. No, I had a sleepover with my buddies, and we played that game till the crack of dawn. And we'd do the same thing. We'd tackle each other like thousands of times after the play. So it's like,
Yeah, it really reminded me, like, I would play Mutant Football League on the Sega Genesis, and that had, like, brutal tackles, and then I liked that one because on the playfield, you could play in, like, in space, and there would be holes in the playfield, and if you ran through it, you would just, like, that would be it. You would fall through, and it would fumble the ball, and then, so this was the next kind of sports game to get me to like sports games, because simulations aren't that fun to me.
Yeah.
I love twists like this.
It's a fun. Actually, when I saw the game Blood Bowl, I was like, "Ooh, I got to play that," and I never played it.
Yeah,
but I really wanted
I got
to.
Mutant Football League. We should try playing that.
Oh, I'd be down.
love that game. Yeah,
Cool.
So that is my number 2, NFL Blitz.
Sweet. My number 2, Mario Kart 64. I mean, it's Mario Kart. Like, like everybody knows what Mario Kart is. It was just the first on the 64, and it was so fun. I played this game with every single friend that came over, including my sister. I think I mastered every cup at least once. I played thousands of battle royale rounds with the balloons. Man, that was such a fun, because like you would just have to bash in their car and their balloon would get knocked off, or if you shot them with a shell or whatever. And it was just, my sister and I played that for hours, and I have so many fond memories of Mario Kart. I know every once in a while you get screwed or whatever by like some random glitch, or you'd like hit the corner of a plant and you'd go spinning or flying off the screen or falling off a bridge or whatever. But for the most part, it was still pretty fair. I loved the variety of the maps, just gorgeous maps. The soundtrack is dope. It's phenomenal. It's a great game. Mario Kart 64 is by far, I think, one of the best games ever to come to Nintendo. So,
Well, I have someone who disagrees with you.
oh no.
Kramer C on Metacritic said, it was so hard for me not to right click and spell correct all of these words.
Oh, God.
So Purelli awesome, packed with fun, adventure, occasional, obstacles, racing, battle, anything else? No. That's all there is, really. Nothing special. A let Dwan. 0 stars.
Let one.
So really, they listed all of the best part, like purely awesome, packed with fun, adventures, obstacles, racing, battle, anything else? Nope, that's it. This game sucks.
Okay, I'm gonna make this. I say for our Burn It with Fire awards, we change it to the Let Dwan reward.
The game was such a let
The
Dwan.
Let Dwan awards. Oh my God, I would so be down to change that name to the Let Dwan.
I want to do like best bad review. That should be one of the categories.
That
The best review we found that year.
Oh man, but then we'd have to like keep track of every single one.
I'll just go through the notes. My favorite from last year is Cloud's Horse Hands.
Oh, Cloud's horse. The horse hands is so good.
It was so accurate. I hated it.
Oh man, Cloud's horse hands. Oh my God. So yeah, Mario Kart 64, just it's so good. I played every single cup, got first in every single race. Just a gem.
Nice.
There you go.
Good choice. Great. So that leads me to my number 1. Speaking of horse hands, this number 1 is Final Fantasy VII. That game came out in
There it is.
1997. I didn't get my PlayStation until 1998, and when I did, my buddy would come over. We'd walk to school together in 5th grade because it wasn't that far, and he lived in my apartment complex. And he would play it at my house, and I watched him play it, and I fell in love with it.
Nice.
He beat the first disc at my house. It was a major moment for those of you that have played the game. It wasn't for another 2 to 3 years that I bought that game for myself. And I absolutely loved it. For those of you that do not, I don't think I have to explain what Final Fantasy VII is, but I am going to be honest that I didn't beat it until I bought a Game Shark.
Oh.
And I was able to max out all of the characters, and I beat the game that way. Because I am not great for, grinding. A lot of that game was having to grind. Like,
Yeah.
Minor spoilers early in the game, you have to go across this sand pit, and you could see the snake following you in the pit. And if it catches you, it battles you, and it can kill you instantly. And
man.
I found out after dying about 100 times that you're not supposed to be able to beat it that early in the game, and you're supposed to get a chocobo and outrun it.
Oh.
But like I spent like a week trying to grind up my characters so that I could play it. But I absolutely adore that game. Even though I didn't have the experience of grinding myself to beat all the characters, the story blew me away, and it was like the first narrative experience that I was pushed through and compelled to beat, because my buddy didn't beat it at my house.
Okay.
He got pretty far at my house, but I never knew how it ended. I had to find that out for myself.
Gotcha.
Definitely love that game though.
Yeah, I know it's like your favorite game of all time, right?
It is. So it was very fitting that it came out this year.
I was gonna say that's cool. That's a
Nice
perfect.
for me.
Yeah, exactly. Easy. It's a freebie right there for you.
I
Cool.
know. Yeah. All right. What was your number 1?
My number 1 was GoldenEye 007. This was basically the movie in a video game form. That's all it was. It was literally, they took the movie, they said, okay, here you go. And I just remember being a huge James Bond fan as a kid, like huge James Bond fan. And it was a dream come true to be able to play James Bond in a video game. There was no voice acting, which actually wasn't necessary because you watched the movie, so you already knew what everyone sounded like, which was actually nice. I don't know if it was just like an easy out for them not have to do voice acting, but it was.
Was there any Nintendo 64 games? Oh, I guess Star Fox had voice acting.
Yeah,
Or
Star
was
Fox
that,
voice
was
acting.
that words?
Fantastic.
Okay.
I don't know why they didn't do voice acting for 007, At least from that's what I remember. I don't remember there being any voice acting.
I mean, I feel like people might have been upset if it wasn't Pierce Brosnan.
Right. Right. I know they
And
did.
Nintendo could not afford Pierce Brosnan.
Yeah. I mean, well, the thing is, they did do voice acting for, I think, future Bond games. So like Tomorrow Never Dies, they
Oh,
actually
weird.
did voice acting for those. The World Is Not Enough. At least I'm pretty
Mm.
sure they did. So correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, again, the Game Shark shined in this one. They had big head mode, paintball mode, invisible bond, god mode, tiny enemies. Like I added so many cheats to this game and just had such a blast every time I played this game. And I think I actually beat the game on the hardest difficulty all the way through because there was so much more you could do in each level. Like instead of just doing the one task, you could also like find a document. You had to like shut down computers. You had to destroy this and kill this one guy and get this key card and enter this room. And so it was almost like Hitman, where you can do like a bunch of different things in the world depending on how much you want to do. But ultimately, if you
Okay.
wanted to just get to the next level, you could just do the one task and you'd be fine.
That's dope.
But yeah, it was after the fun story. Obviously, there was like bazillions of hours of multiplayer because the multiplayer is like heralded as the beginning of like first person shooters. Essentially, like it was like the biggest thing for like co-op and like multiplayer first person shooters. I played the crap out of multiplayer. I think I think my sister and I would even like just we'd make up storylines, like we'd make up movies within the multiplayer mode and like make voices and stuff, and like it was weird, but it was so fun. Um but yeah, I think it's just one of my favorites because of how much I played it and how I'd always dreamed of playing as Bond. And yeah, I think it was also like one of my first opportunities to role play in a game. So I thought that was really cool. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Maybe if I had a Nintendo 64, I'd be a first person shooter guy. Like, but I
maybe.
can't go back and love them now. Like, I don't have anything negative to say about that game.
Hmm.
There was a Bond game later that I adored, even though it wasn't great by any means. It was Agents Under Fire.
Oh yes, I remember that
Um,
one.
and I think we would play it at your house. And my favorite
Hmm.
was everyone could get jetpacks, and my favorite would be
Yes.
just jetpacking up in the middle of the round and then just looking for someone and then shooting them as much as
That game was so fun. I totally forgot about that game. Oh my god.
yeah.
Good times.
But yeah, I of all the games you listed, that's the one I feel like I missed out on as a kid.
Yeah. It was a
Um,
classic.
yeah,
I also had some honorable
awesome.
mentions, which I know you do as well. For
Yeah.
my honorable mentions, I had NFL Quarterback Club 98. That was a great
Mm,
game. NBA Hang Time has like one of the iconic NBA Hang Time. It's like
okay.
every time you started the game, it'd be like these women singing like the logo. It was so
Yeah.
good. And WCW versus NWO World Tour.
Oh, okay.
So
I like how yours are like alternate of the popular ones. Like you didn't play Madden, you didn't play NBA Jam,
right,
and you didn't play like WWF No Mercy, which I think you had.
I did play No Mercy, but No Mercy
But
didn't.
your favorites were like these these sidestep games.
I don't think No Mercy came out in '97 though. Did it?
Oh, you might be right.
So I think that's why I didn't
Um,
include it.
That's fair. Yeah, good list.
Yeah.
Mine, like, I didn't get a lot of games. I relied on the Jam Pack demo disc like a lot.
That's cool.
So my honorable mentions were like Jersey Devil. I only played the demo, but I loved it.
That's cool.
Armored Core,
Mm,
which was like the first like mech game that I played. That
yes.
was a lot of fun. I first time I played Cool Borders 2 was on a demo disc, and I bought it because of that.
Nice.
And that was one of my favorite snowboarding games. First time I played Hot Shots Golf and Parappa the Rapper were also on those.
Right.
And then the first game besides Crash Bandicoot that I got with my PlayStation was Frogger. And I think
Frogger.
my dad got it for him.
That's awesome.
But I would play it more. And that was the first time I played Frogger, and I had a ton of fun with that
I don't
game.
think I ever played Frogger to be honest.
And it was a game my sisters could play too. You had the green frog and the pink frog.
Oh, cool.
And yeah, Frogger, I could see why people got into it when they were kids. Like, it's just a fun reflex reaction game.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Cool. Good stuff. So yeah, that was our top 10 of 1997.
Hmm.
Good times.
Yeah.
Cool. So before we move on to our Give It an Hour games, we're going to play a quick game of Mad Libs where we
Yeah.
basically have a description of the game from Wikipedia or wherever we got it. And we replace a bunch of the words with words we choose. And the other person has to guess within a certain amount of guesses. So why don't you get mine first?
Okay. So, I forgot how loud. I got a new mechanical keyboard and everyone's going to hear it.
That's okay.
Can I get a celebrity?
Let's go with Will Smith. Oh, I love that sound though. It
It's so
sounds
satisfying.
so good.
Can I get an occupation?
Let's go with high school teacher.
Can I get a number?
10.
Another location or a location.
Brazil.
Nice. Another occupation.
Car salesman.
I wrote Carl salesman.
Car salesman.
Company.
GameStop.
Making the news this week. We should talk about that. Something you own.
PS5.
And then that one.
Because now I paid you off for it and now officially own it.
It is yours. I was getting repo ready.
Repo ready, exactly.
Like, give me.
Guy show up to my door.
I own that one. Ah! I think the K got stuck. What's with this keyboard?
Uh-oh. So much.
Activity.
This
is a lot, by the way.
Making out. I'm trying to get silly with these. I want some of these to be funny for once.
I'm gonna change the. It's gonna say make out instead of making out.
Okay.
A noun.
Let's go with window.
Okay. That one doesn't make sense. I'm gonna go with it. 2 verbs.
Jump and slide.
Relationship.
God, there's so many.
I know. There's 2 more.
Okay. Parent.
After this. Parent. And then I need 2 more celebrities.
Okay, let's go with Jada Pinkett Smith.
I knew it.
And Bruce Willis. I don't know.
I thought you were gonna go like the other Smiths.
Yeah,
okay.
the other Smith.
So let's try it.
All right.
Here we go. Will Smith is a former high school teacher looking for an all-new life in the year 10, Brazil. When car salesmen from the newly established GameStop threaten his PS5, Will Smith is sent across Brazil to make out and to achieve window. His job is to jump or slide his former parent, including his old friends and parents, such as Jada Pinkett Smith and Bruce Willis. He must do this, or he will pay the ultimate price.
Oh my God. Can I guess the game and then if I get it wrong?
Yeah, you guess, and then if you get it wrong,
Okay.
I'll give you another word. I'll give you a word.
Okay. Ugh. Max Payne 3?
No.
Okay.
Instead of Brazil, it's America.
Oh. Okay. Grand Theft Auto 4.
No.
Dang.
Instead of car salesmen, it's government agents.
Okay, read it to me again.
Will Smith is a former high school teacher looking for an all-new life in the year 10 America. When government agents from the newly established GameStop threaten his PlayStation 5, Will Smith is sent across America to make out and to achieve window. His job is to jump or slide his former parent, including his old friends and parents such as Jada Pinkett Smith and Bruce Willis. He must do this or he will pay the ultimate price.
Did you change the pronouns for Will Smith?
No.
Okay.
Don't look at chat.
Okay.
Someone in chat already guessed it.
Okay. Travel across America. Oh my God.
I think after this, it starts to get easy.
Okay. I'm gonna pass. Just give me another one.
Instead of I'm gonna give you 2. Instead of jump or slide, it's kill or capture.
Kill. Okay, could you read that sentence with the kill and capture?
So his job is to kill or capture his former parents, including his old friends and parents.
Red Dead Redemption.
Yep.
Nice.
So you got You made 3 wrong guesses.
Right. So that's 10
so you
minus
got
3.
7 points.
Okay. All right. I'll take 7.
Yeah. I make out's my thing. Santa
Make
Claus Brazil
out?
to make out. I just want to make out.
Oh my god, that was really
Bill
difficult.
Williamson, get down
Because
here.
you changed so much, like that was
I know.
almost impossible.
Yeah, but like, yeah.
Yeah, but now that I hear it, I'm
I
like, okay.
did not change the last sentence. He must do this or pay the ultimate price.
Right, and I'm thinking about like America. Like I guess that makes sense. It is America. They're calling that's their America.
Yeah,
so.
because like to that game, it's the American map.
Yeah, because it's America. Then they go to Mexico. Okay,
Yeah.
All right, cool. My favorite game of all time, and didn't get a perfect score. I'm pissed.
Well, I made sure.
All right, here we go. I'm gonna need an adjective.
Pretty.
Pretty. Okay, an occupation.
Conductor.
Plural noun.
Legs.
Another plural noun.
What's plural for soap? Soaps?
So, I think soap is just soap.
I think it's just soap.
I don't know. Maybe is it soaps? Soaps.
Can you get me some soap? It's 1.
So you want to do?
It's soap.
So we're doing soap.
Yeah.
The
I think so. Let's just do it. Can you get me some soap from the store?
It's gonna make no sense.
Can you get us soap?
Okay,
Yep,
give me
it's
another
just
noun.
Soap. Drool.
Drool. Okay. Ew. All right. Okay, another plural noun. I'm gonna need. Okay, here. Let's speed this up. I need 4 plural nouns.
Okay. Toes.
Okay.
Babies.
Do more.
Ketchup packets. And jump ropes.
I spelled ketchup wrong accidentally. Okay. All right. Okay, another occupation. No, I'll do this. I'll just make it easier for you. Okay, then. Okay, let me do this. I'm just gonna fill in the rest because you've already given me plural nouns. I'm just replacing these with these as well.
Okay. To be fair, you are changing as many words as I did then, it sounds like.
Yeah, basically, but
can't
a
call
lot
me out.
A lot of these are duplicates, so I'm making
No.
it slightly easier on you, and it's actually a much shorter description. Okay,
That's worse.
I know.
You're changing a higher percentage.
I know. All right, here we go. This game puts the player in control of a pretty conductor and takes place in a third-person view with a fixed camera. The goal of the game is to perform legs and soap thereof in an effort to increase the player's drool. Movement can be altered using the D-pad, and toes, babies, ketchup packets, and jump ropes are each assigned to individual buttons. Each conductor has 8 toes, 8 babies, and 8 ketchup packets.
Huh.
I love that dead silence and, huh.
You cannot be mad at mine when you give me that.
But what's
Like, yours
funny
is-
though is as soon as
yours is funny. Yours is all Mad Libs except for like A and the.
what sucks though is if I remove just 2, you're gonna probably get it.
Okay. I'm gonna guess you're assigned. All right, I'm gonna go with my gut. I'm gonna say overcooked.
Nope. Okay.
Okay.
Replacing drool to score.
Read me the context. I'm gonna first let me minimize chat.
Okay.
Just so I can't see it.
Oh, good call. The goal of the game is to perform legs and soap, thereof in an effort to increase the player's score.
Move legs and soap
Legs and soap.
to increase the player's score. Okay. So like I'm gonna assume it's a multiplayer game with this. Okay, I'm just gonna say Castle Crashers.
Nope.
Okay.
Okay. I'm changing pretty to famous.
Okay. say that context.
This
again.
game puts the player in control of a famous conductor and takes place in a third-person view with a fixed camera.
Okay. Uncharted.
Nope. Okay.
Okay.
This next one, I think you're gonna get it.
Okay.
Okay. I'm changing legs to tricks.
Okay. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater.
There you go.
Yeah. 7 points for me too.
7-7. Nice.
That was good.
Thank you. Yeah, I feel like that was gonna be. You were gonna get it eventually. You were gonna have a low score with that one because what it was the goal of the game is to perform tricks and combinations thereof in an effort to increase the player's score. Movement can be altered with using the D-pad and all these grabs, flips, and slides. So you would have gotten it with like any of those.
That's fair.
Yeah.
All right, that was a good one.
Yeah.
Even though a lot was changed, it got I think both of ours got helpful really quickly.
Yeah, they did.
Because as soon as I started putting them back in, it's 1911 America,
right?
Federal Bureau, family.
Yeah, because you said government, I was like, the government is after. I'm like, okay, and then you said killing capture.
I think you would have gotten it with 1911 too.
Probably.
Yeah,
because
So
that's
I
true.
think, and then redemption to achieve window.
Retrieve window.
Is redemption a noun? I think it's a noun.
I think it is. Yeah,
it's like a abstract noun.
Yeah. Sure.
All right, great.
Cool.
So we have one more segment. Give it an hour. This segment, we each played a game from our top 5 again.
Right.
To see if it held up. And you played. Why don't you tell everyone what you played and tell us your experience?
I played GoldenEye 007. This game does not hold up at all. You can't even see what you are looking at half the time. The controls are awkward. Aim is left trigger, which I barely used. Because, most of the time you're just kind of walking and shooting, and the game auto aims, the gun just kind of moves where the bad guys are. But you have the option to hold down aim and then move the aim cursor, but you can't move. So you're just stuck there holding the aim button to move it around and shoot them. It's so awkward. And I totally forgot that the C buttons were strafe. I totally forgot about that.
I hate the C buttons.
I know. And the shitty part is that the controller's brand new. It's a brand new N64 controller, so it's still sticky. So I had to really push hard to get those C buttons working. But yeah, man, this game does not hold up at all. I don't know if it was maybe the TV that I'm playing on. That could be the reason. But you can barely see in the distance, and you just see this little movement. If somebody's there, but you can't really see what you're shooting at. You're just I see somebody's way in the distance.
I think that's a restriction of the N64 and the time.
I think so too. But man, it just does not hold up. But there was a lot of nostalgia in those menu screens. The pause menu, it goes to your watch, your little Bond watch, and it has the dopest James Bond theme cue ever. It's this slow hip hop version of the James Bond theme. I honestly just wanted to stay in that menu and be I'm good with this. But it was really cool because I remember that's where you would see all of your cheat codes, and you could actually select which cheat codes to select or the guns that you had, and it was really cool. But yeah, I think the watch menu is by far the thing that still holds up today and is really cool.
One of the things I miss about my Android watches was you could really customize the face and the layout.
Oh.
And someone did the James Bond watch layout.
That's cool.
There was also a bunch of Pip-Boy ones that you could do.
Yes.
So I used those. I didn't have the nostalgia attachment to James Bond, but I think that would be dope for you.
Dude, that'd be awesome. I need to get an Android watch.
Yeah, you do.
But I have an Apple phone. But
they work for Apple phones now.
Oh, there you go. But yeah, I think I almost died playing this game because it's just the controls are so shitty. And I think but thanks to auto aim, I didn't. It was sheer luck, I think, too. And it's really funny because did you ever watch GoldenEye?
No, actually, I've only seen the Daniel Craig James Bond movies, and I only recently saw Skyfall.
My God.
I know.
Holy shit.
I know. The worst part is I own every James Bond movie on digital.
Yeah, I have
I just haven't watched them yet.
I have the Bond 20 collection.
Nice.
The full that full box collection.
Just having you give me the code.
I could do that, couldn't I?
Oh, I don't know if it came with the code.
Maybe it didn't. If it does, I'll send it to you.
I remember. Well, I mean, I have all of them now.
That's true. You need to watch because there's this one scene where he bungee jumps off the top of this. It's not a big spoiler. It's how he gets down to a bunker. He bungee jumps off of the side of a dam, like a huge dam, and he ties his ankles to the bungee cord, obviously, so he can get down. But what's funny is in N64, in the game, you don't see the bungee cord, so it looks like he's just committing suicide, jumping off the dam. He's just spreading, free eagling off this fucking dam, just I'm dying, kill me now. It looks so ridiculous, but anyway, he jumps off and looks like he's dying. or he's gonna kill himself. But one thing that does actually hold up with this game is the audio. Like the music's really good, the gun sounds are awesome, and it's really funny too. The best part I think about the invisible James Bond cheat is if you get really close to the characters, like the bad guys, they have the dumbest looking faces because they're like these like polygon heads, and they almost look like they're squished faces. You have to look them up. Like they look so stupid. They just look ridiculous.
Can you believe that entire game is 8 megabytes?
What?
That entire game is 8 megabytes. I'm gonna look it up to make sure.
God, good God. Anyway, it's the game does not hold up well at all. I do remember enjoying it. Like I do. I remember playing that game for
12.
hours.
It's 12 megabytes.
Sorry, 12. My God, that's insane. It's impressive.
Now it's like 200 gigabytes for Call of
Ugh.
Duty.
God, I know, right? Like, jeez.
So would
anyway.
you go through and beat it again?
No, never. I would never. I would honestly like. I'm literally just gonna hold on to this game for nostalgia. At this point,
Okay.
I will never play it again.
And like I think it's a fun thing when you have friends over to play.
Yeah, I think if anything, it could be fun just to like whip it out and for multiplayer. But
Yeah.
man, it's rough. I think if I ever go back to playing any of these games, it's gonna be like the Mario games, like the Mario Party games. What else? Star Fox maybe.
We played Mario Party at the bachelor party,
Dude, that
and
was
it was so frustrating.
It was so fun though. I had such a blast playing that. Like I know
I'm
it was
glad you had fun playing the game you wanted at my bachelor party.
It's like playing Monopoly, basically. It's like the Monopoly version of video games.
And I like it definitely had more variety than Super Mario Party.
Yes.
Can we play that online? I don't know if we can still.
I don't know.
That'd be fun to play.
I don't know. But yeah,
awesome.
So I would never play this again. Honestly, like I could never play this again. I'd be totally fine. But
yeah, just hold on to it.
Yeah, totally. I'm not gonna get rid of it.
Yeah, dope.
Yeah, and you played Backyard Baseball?
Yeah, I would like my number one game was Final Fantasy VII, but I've been playing that with mods very slowly now. But so I thought I'd pick another game, and I picked up Backyard Baseball. It picked up really easily. The menu was easy to navigate. It was weird to me. Like it's weird that these higher pixels on the screen make the game look more pixelated than I remember. As a kid.
Interesting.
Like, I remember it being so smooth, but it was only like 1024 by 768.
Gotcha.
I picked the. It was alliteration. It was something melon heads. The mega melon heads, I think my team was.
That's awesome.
And you go right to picking your players. I made my first pick, Pablo Sanchez, because I know he's the best.
You remembered, you're like,
like I knew exactly who I was going for.
Pablo, my boy.
Yeah, my next pick was the same one I always picked. I always picked Kenny Kawaguchi because he was in a wheelchair.
Aw.
And I couldn't say no to him, but it turns out he's the best pitcher, and his running stats are 3 out of 4.
That's awesome.
Which was baffling to me. Like maybe the wheels give him a momentum.
I was gonna say,
but his fielding skills were understandably not great.
Okay, fair enough.
I loved the voice acting and personalities of each player. Like they all said something when you clicked on them. They all said something when they went up to bat, when they struck out.
That's super cute.
The announcers were great and had nice, fun things to say about each of the characters. And I don't remember there being a ton of repeats except like always a blooper to send them running or something like that. Like I heard that at least 8 times during this game.
Oh man.
I started making notes about who I was playing. Like Stephanie Morgan I picked because she was dressed like a ball player. There was like this tall girl who was twice as big as everyone else, and she was the best hitter.
That's awesome.
The thing I didn't like about the draft is the computer takes someone, but there's like 30 kids there, and I can't tell who the computer took. So unless that was going to be my next pick, I don't see it.
Gotcha.
And there's like 8 teams, so I'm not sure which computer is picking against me.
Okay.
But they all did a really good job of making me feel bad when I didn't pick a player. I would often I tried to click on the small ones to see if there was any other gems like Pablo Sanchez, but they were all bad.
Okay.
And but they're like, that's okay. And like some of them would like get really upset.
Oh.
I used to pick my favorite personalities, but some of their stats are trash. Like there was like a kid from New York, and like he had this thick accent, but he was awful.
That's
but
hilarious.
For some reason, I had always had him on my team.
He just liked his accent.
Yeah. And then they all listed in their bio like, hey, I like to play shortstop, and then the game will be like, they are much better in the outfield, and and you had to place them yourself. I realized for a kids game, like it like if they're like, oh, they're a really good outfielder, and it put them at like catcher, so you'd have to like read their bios and strategize that
Wow,
yourself.
it's
Which
a lot of strategy for a kid's game.
I know, I was surprised. Like when I was a kid, I didn't pay attention to any of this.
Yeah, you're just like, okay.
Yeah. Um, they had all the stat sheets like the A, B, B, BB. And as a kid, I didn't know what that meant. And if you clicked on it, it explained like BB means base on balls. If a
Oh,
pitcher throws 4 balls, they just get to go to first. And that was really helpful for getting me to understand as a kid.
that's
The
cool.
commentators again reminded me of the movie Benchwarmers. Have you ever, with
Well, it's funny because I actually watched some gameplay footage of the backyard baseball, and I immediately was like, "This is legit our episode of the baseball game."
yeah,
of
which
Cliche
I
Day.
based off of Benchwarmers
Yeah,
as well.
so I was like,
Yeah.
"Holy crap! This feels like nostalgic in a way that is reversed." It's
Yeah.
so weird.
I was shocked that how in depth the pitching was. Like you get up there and they're like your energy meter is a juice box, and
Oh,
there's a
that's
straw
cool.
that shows how much energy you have. And regular pitches will chip away at it, but then you get special pitches that take out a chunk. And if you're getting low at once a game, you get there's a cooler with juice boxes, and you could drink a juice box and your energy shoots back up.
That's awesome.
There's no meter for pitching, which like the classic like charge, accuracy,
Oh yeah,
like they do for the golf games, which is great for kids. They
Right.
just had zones. Like the more tired you were, the wider the range for the zones.
okay,
It was it was very in depth, and I was shocked.
that's crazy.
Like, yeah. Batting was like my favorite thing as a kid because I just wanted to hit home runs, but it was not nearly that in depth of a play.
Okay,
Like it was pretty much, you want to try to hit a home run, a line drive, a grounder, or bunt. And
Okay.
then how do you want to stand? And then you would like it would show you where the ball was going to go, and you had to time your swings. I was surprisingly bad at this. Like I remember like Pablo Sanchez. I felt like I failed him because I got like 3 small grounders to first base, and he got thrown out every time. He didn't even make it to base.
That
He was
sucks.
my homie.
That sucks.
My biggest complaint about the game was the slow pace of it, though, which is a big reflection of baseball as a whole.
Totally.
But there was no way to like skip every time the player walked up. You had to watch their full introduction. If someone hit a home run, you had to watch them slowly make their way around all of the bases, and it was excruciating that you couldn't skip it. And after a play, I was like, I already caught the ball. Why am I sitting here for so long? And I realized it was waiting for me to throw it to the pitcher.
Oh my god! Wow,
And
that,
that
they
was
haven't
super-
added realism to this game.
I know. So it was the batting had a big learning curve on getting timing. I wish they would, as a kid, they would have told me why I missed it when I missed it, because I struck out a lot. There was one player, Vicky. She never touched the ball. Like I tried swinging, she didn't touch the ball once. I lost 2-1 to the computer on my first game back in backyard baseball, and the game took me 90 minutes. It took me 90
What?
minutes to play this stupid, and I only did 6 innings.
Oh my god!
So it was one of those things where as soon as I put it in, like I had the muscle memory for this game.
Right.
Everyone had kind of a theme song and a routine when it went up there. When I heard Pablo's guitar strings, I remembered the exact sound he makes when he rubs his feet into the dirt.
Oh, that's cool.
There were 2 brothers in my on my team, and I forgot how much I loved them playing together because the older one wore headphones and he'd come in playing guitar on the bat, and he looked super cool. And then his brother came up trying to play guitar, and he dropped it, and he like looked at the camera and got super shy about it. Like they all had these super fun personalities,
That's cute.
and like I had a smile the whole time I was playing.
That's
but
awesome.
It took way too long.
Yeah, it sounds like they were like, kids have 90 minutes, right?
Yeah,
You know?
and like per game, and it was like a season.
Jesus.
So to sum it up, I wrote this game is surprisingly thorough in some areas while noticeably lacking in others, but it had a learning curve that made me want to play more and get better.
Gotcha.
The only thing that held me back was the slow pace. While it was a true reflection of the sport it represents, it wasn't exciting for me to play multiple games in one sitting.
Right.
The charm and personality of this game and characters themselves give me fond memories of this exceptional start to a beloved series, and it's something that holds up to the high standards my memories left behind.
Very nice.
So definitely enjoyed it. I might, if it was something I could play with someone else, I could see myself picking up this game again.
Gotcha.
maybe when I have kids in the future, but it's not something I want to play for me. I might play a game later in the series because I think they went to the early 2000s with it.
Okay.
But is not something I'm going to play regularly. I'm not going to play a whole season. I don't have time for that.
Yeah, I know. Who has time for that? But that's awesome. Like I feel like after watching like the gameplay for that game, I immediately was like, well, this is definitely gonna hold up a lot better than mine. Just like I
Yeah,
already
and
knew.
because it's like cartoon graphics.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
Holds up so well.
if you go for realism and it's not great,
Mm-hmm.
it won't last time.
Yep.
But at the time, it felt. I'm sure GoldenEye felt great, just like Tony Hawk felt
Dude,
great.
oh totally. GoldenEye looked amazing back in
They
'97.
they remade that one for the Wii. I think it was.
Was it GoldenEye?
I think it was GoldenEye they remade.
I think
for
you're
the
right. Actually, that does sound
Please hold.
familiar. I think they did it with like the Wii gun or something, or the forget.
Yeah, they had it. It was a full remake in 2010.
Okay, something just popped up on your
Uh,
screen and says type something.
Yeah, I accidentally hit.
There we go.
I
Amazing.
hit Alt T in Zoom instead of Control T on my browser,
All good.
and I put myself on mute so you wouldn't hear me like clack clack.
Yeah,
clack,
that's
clack.
fine. Cool. So yeah, so that was our Given an Hour games. We didn't get anybody else that kind of gave a review. However, in the future when we do these, we normally tell you which games we're going to be playing. So you can always join in on the reviews by commenting on the posts that we have on Twitter and Instagram, or you can email us at contact@backlogandbeyond.com, and we'll read your reviews of the games we're playing each week. So next episode, we're going to be doing a special, kind of like Valentine's Day themed episode, I guess.
Yeah.
And so we're going to be doing games recommended for couples. And so Clay and Alex have recommended to us to play with our significant others, Lovers in a Dangerous Space Time. So
We will be playing the PlayStation 4 version.
and I've never heard of this game, so I'm kind of looking forward to it actually.
I kind of blind bought it because I think I got it for a couple dollars on the PlayStation.
Perfect.
So it was convenient that I already had it.
Cool.
Yeah.
And then we're going to be having Clay and Alex play a little Overcooked, which Shannon and I actually really enjoyed playing. But
Yeah. Me and Emily played that one. It's a very challenging game,
it's
surprisingly.
very hard. Like you have to communicate. Well, I'm going to leave it at that.
Yeah.
Communication is key.
Mhm.
And you got to figure out like who's doing what, like real quick.
Yeah.
So anyway, so those are our Given an Hour games. If you want to join in, be sure to stay tuned on our Twitter and our Instagram. Comment on those posts, or you can just add us on Twitter. You can DM us, however you want to do it.
You can not only talk about your experience with those games, but games you like playing with a significant other.
Yeah,
Or games that you would play if you had a significant other.
we're not. We're not
no
limiting.
judgment if you don't. But I'm sorry.
I know we don't exclude the singles out there.
Yeah.
So
and then also like sometimes there's a single player game that you may just enjoy watching your significant other play as well. Like
true.
I know I don't want to spoil their picks actually, so I'm just gonna let it go.
It's pretty open. It's pretty open ended at this point. It sounds like.
Yeah.
So-
So whatever. What gameplay experiences do you enjoy with your significant other?
There you go. So that is our show. You can find me at Adventure Hawkins on everything except on Twitter. It's Adventure without the E. Where can they find you, Jeff?
Zavadabadoo. TOWPOWYE.
That is how you spell
No.
Zabadabadoo.
Yeah, you could find me Zavadabadoo, but I do recommend to go listen to another podcast.
Yes.
If you are a Patreon supporter of Alex at Topalia, you can listen to her new podcast, which Nathan has, and I haven't because I am a bad friend.
I believe it's called Powcast.
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 Yeah.
Powcast. Yeah. Powcast. Yeah.
Powcast, yeah.
Check it out. It's really good.
Yeah.
And as a reminder, we are doing this live on Twitch right now as we speak. We do this show every Saturday night at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and we do a live Q&A after the show, which you don't get to listen to on the podcast. So if you'd like to hang out with us after the show, we show you cringy old YouTube shows we used to do, and we hang out with everybody, and it's a good time. So, yeah. And I have, as always, I have a joke for you, Jeff, before we
Let's hear it.
head out. Boy says to his father, "Dad, could you tell me what a solar eclipse is?" "No, son."
I think that was good. I think it was the way you delivered it as if there was more to say.
Right. Yeah.
And then the silence got me.
Yep.
Great. So
5, 6, 7, 8.
yeah, I laughed. I don't even get to count it. I feel like if I laugh, you should count out.
Oh, I like that. I like
Yeah.
that. Okay, well, 5, 6, 7, 8.
You already did it.
I
We're
know.
gonna have like a little bonus.
Yeah. 5, 6, 7,
Or
8.
like just doesn't lead to it.
5, 6, 7, 8.
We'll just keep going until like the last time you say it. 5, 6, 7, 8.